Hello everyone, in this video we're going to explore interval notation. Alright, first we're going to talk about the inequality symbols. Now if we have this guy which means less than, on the number line we're going to use open circle. Less than or equal to, we're going to use this symbol. On the number line we're going to use the closed circle. Greater than, we're going to use this symbol. On the number line we're going to use open circle. And greater than or equals, we're going to use this symbol. On the number line we're going to use the closed circle, so keep that in mind. Now next one, we're going to talk about the compound inequalities, set notation and interval notation. This symbol right here means infinitive. We use infinitive as the right endpoint in the interval notation when the interval has no number as its upper bound. We're going to use negative infinity as the left endpoint in the interval notation when the interval has no number as its lower bound. If you see set notation like this, alright, remember you need to put the curly bracket, put the vertical line as less than 14. It is less as the set of all real numbers ask such that ask is less than 4. The words such that mean that satisfy the following condition or condition. The symbol vertical line right here is used to represent the words such that. This symbol represents belong to. This symbol does not belong to. This guy is the open interval. This guy is the closed interval. This guy and this guy have closed interval. We're going to use this symbol if we see and. This guy represents unions between two intervals or more. We're going to use this guy to represent intersection. Normally, we're going to see or. Now, let's take a look at the following example. All value of ask such that ask greater than -2. Alright, first we need to get this one on the number line. In order to do that, I'm going to put the line in the middle right here. So here's the trick. We start from -2 all the way to the right, and you see that the arrow points to the right, right? So I have -2 right here, and the arrow points to the right, right? And I look at this one, I don't see the equal sign, right? So this guy must be the open parenthesis, right? So the answer for interval notation should be -2 to infinity, right? This one is infinity right here. Now second one, all real number ask such that ask less than 0. Alright, we do exactly the same thing, right? So we have 0 right here, and we put the line right here. We see that the arrow points to the left, right? So from 0 all the way to the left. And this one is negative infinity, right? And we put parentheses right here, so it could be negative infinity to 0, right? Now we have all value of ask such that 1 less than ask less than 5. Alright, so we put 1 here, 5 here on the number line. So all real numbers between 1 and 5, which means this interval right here, right? And we don't see the equal sign right here, which means the open parenthesis, right? So we have 1, 5. Now next one, all real number ask such that ask less than or equal to 5. Alright, so we have 5 right here. We put the arrow right here. So from 5 all the way to the left, right? And this one is negative infinity. Since we have the equal sign right here, so this one must be bracket, right? So the answer right here must be negative infinity to 5. Now next one, all real number ask such that ask greater than or equal to 7. So we put 7 over here, right? And we draw the line right here. You see that the arrow points to the right, right? So it could be right here. And we have the equal sign, so we need to include 7, right? So it could be 7 to infinity. Now we have all real numbers ask such that negative 3 less than equal to ask less than equal to 9. Alright, so we place negative 3 here and 9 here, right? So it should be this interval right here from negative 3 to 9, right? Right at negative 3 and 9 we have the equal sign, so we need to put the bracket right here, right? The answer right here must be negative 3 to 9. Now suppose we have all the number of ask such that 7 greater than equal to ask greater than equal to 1. Now you can rewrite this one as all the number ask such that 1 less than equal to ask less than equal to 7. Right? So it's easier, right? So we put 1 here and 7 here, right? It's between 1 and 7, so it can be right here. And use the bracket because you see the equal sign, right? So it can be 1, 7. Now suppose you have only number of ask such that negative 3 less than ask less than equal to 9. We put negative 3 here and 9 here. So it's between negative 3 and 9. But you don't include negative 3, right? So you put the parenthesis right here, right? And you include 9, so you put the bracket right here, right? So it should be negative 3, 9, right? Now suppose you have a real number of ask such that negative 3 less than equal to ask less than 9, right? So you just draw the number line right here, place negative 3 and 9 right here. Right at negative 3 it should be closed circle, right? Right at 9 should be open circle, right? And the interval should be from negative 3 to 9, right? So you have the bracket negative 3, 9. Now suppose you have a real number of ask such that ask less than negative 2 or ask greater than 2, right? So you have negative 2 right here and 2 right here. Now less than negative 2 you put the line right here. See that arrow point to the left, so it could be right here. Greater than 2, put the line right here. So arrow point to the right, it could be like this, right? So this one is negative infinitive, this one is positive infinitive. You don't see the equal sign, so this one should be open circle, this one should be open circle, right? So the intervals negative infinitive, negative 2, 2, positive infinitive. Alright, now if you combine these two guys, we're going to use the union symbol. Now suppose you have the only number of ask such that 2 less than or equal to ask less than 4 or 7 less than ask less than equal to 9. Alright, so we're gonna play this one on the number line 2, 4, 7, 9. Now 2 to 4 is gonna be right here, right? Right at 2 we have equal sign, so this one should be closed circle, right? Right at 4 should be open circle. Now 7 to 9, this could be right here. Right at 7 should be open circle. Right at 9 should be closed circle. Right? Bracket 2, 4, union 7, 9. Only number of ask such that 2 less than equal to ask less than 4 or ask greater than 8. Now we have interval from 2 to 4, right? Right at 2, it should be closed circle. Right at 4 should be open circle, right? S greater than 8, put the line right here, it's from 8 all the way to the right, right? So this guy should be bracket 2, 4, open parenthesis, right? Union 8 to infinity. Now suppose we have only number of ask such that ask not equal to 6. This guy is the same thing as only number of ask such that ask less than 6 or ask greater than 6, right? So we put 6 right here. Alright, less than 6 we put the line right here and we put the line right here. So from 6 all the way to the left, we don't have equal sign, put the open circle right here. And from 6 all the way to the right, it's going to be right here, right? So your answer should be negative infinity, comma, set union, set, comma, positive infinity, right? Now suppose we have all the number of s such that s not equal to negative 1 and s not equal to 4. This guy is the same thing as all the number of s such that s less than negative 1 or negative 1 less than s less than 4, s greater than 4, right? So we put negative 1 right here and 4 right here, right? So it's gonna be this interval right here, this guy right here, and this guy right here, right? Right here we have the open circle, right? So it should be negative infinity, comma, negative 1, union, negative 1 to 4, union, 4 to infinity. Now, example number 1. Express the following inequalities using interval notation. So this guy is the same thing as negative infinity, comma, negative 10. This guy s less than 3, right? So it should be negative infinity, comma, 3. This guy set, comma, infinity, right? This guy negative 1 over 2. Since you have the equal sign here, so you need to put the bracket infinity. This guy 2, comma, 5, right? This guy negative 12, comma, negative 3 should be bracket, right? This guy negative 17, comma, 24, red 24 should be bracket, red negative 17 should be parentheses. This guy 125, comma, 400, red 400 parentheses, red 125 bracket. Number 9, s not equal to negative 0.4. So you should put this one as negative infinity, comma, negative 0.4, union, negative 0.4 to infinity, right? Number 10, it should be negative infinity to negative 2, union, negative 2 to 2, union 2 to infinity, right? Number 11 should be negative infinity to negative 4, union 3 to infinity, right? And number 12 should be negative infinity to 7. This one should be bracket, union 10 to 12, right? Now let's move on to example number 2. Write each of the following intervals in interval notation, then sketch the interval on the number line. Alright, question A. Numbers between 5 and 7 inclusive, which means you need to include the endpoints right here, right? So you need to use the bracket, right? So you have bracket 5, 7, like that, right? Now if you draw on the number line, it should be 5 right here and 7 right here, right? So right at the end point, you need to put a closed circle and put a line right here. Now question B. Numbers between 5 and 7 exclusive. So it should be parentheses like this. 5, 7, right? Draw the number line. 5 right here, 7 right here. And the answer between 5 and 7. Right here we put the open circle. Now question C. Numbers less than 8 but greater than or equal to negative 3. So it should be negative 3, comma 8, like that, right? Negative 3, close circle, right? Red 8, open circle. Put the line right here. D. Numbers less than or equal to 9. So it should be negative infinity, comma 9, right? Draw the number line, put 9 here. You have the bracket right here, should be close circle, right? all the way to the left. Question E, numbers greater than 4, so it should be 4 to infinity, right? So put 4 right here. Right at 4 should be open circle, right? All the way to the right. Question F, negative 4 to 7, right? So it will be negative 4, comma 7 bracket. Draw the number line, negative 4 right here, 7 right here. So your answer should be this interval right here, right? Right at 7, close circle. This one it should be open circle, right? Question G, s less than 1. So it should be negative infinity to 1, right? Draw the number line, 1 right here, less than 1. So this one should be open circle, right? So your interval should be from 1 all the way to the left, right? Now question H, greater than or equal to negative 3. So bracket negative 3 infinity, right? Draw the number line, negative 3 right here. Right at negative 3 should be closed circle. And this go all the way to the right here, right? Now let's move on to example number 3. We're gonna convert from interval notation to set builder notation. Alright, so it's gonna be all value of s such that 3 less than or equal to s less than 9, right? You have the bracket right here, use equal sign, parentheses, there is no equal sign, right? Now we're going to put 3 here and 9 here. From 3 to 9, it's going to be this guy right here, right? Close circle right here, and this one should be open circle. Negative 4 to 5, all value of s such that negative 4 less than or equal to s less than or equal to 5. Negative 4 here, 5 here. Close circle, because you have equal sign. Close circle, you have equal sign. It could be like this. All value of s such that s greater than negative 5. Alright, so we put negative 5 here. It's all the way to the right, right? Right here you put open circle. The last one, all value of s such that s less than or equal to 6, right? So 6 right here, it should be this way. And right here you put the closed circle, right? Now next one, we're going to talk about the intersections of intervals. If you see and you're going to use this symbol right here. Union of intervals, if you see or, you're going to use this one. Now suppose we have s greater than negative 2. We're going to draw this one on the number line. S less than or equal to 1, we draw this one on the number line, right? Now, we need to find the intersection, right? So intersection is right here. You just draw the two vertical lines right here. So it should be this guy, right? Now, we're gonna check for the endpoints, right? Negative 2 does not belong to the first one, but it belongs to the second one, right? So right here you need to put the open circle so that it satisfies both right here, right? Similarly, 1 belongs to the second one, 1 belongs to the first one. Then you need to put the closed circle right here so that it satisfies both, right? So your intersection should be this guy right here, right? So from negative 2 to 1. The first one, s greater than or equal to 0, this guy. Second one, s less than negative 1, right? We draw these two guys on the number line. Now we need to find the union between this guy and this guy, right? So the graph of a compound inequality with all is the union, which means no overlap part needed of the graph of the inequality, right? So I take the right side right here and the left side right here. You see that? I'm going to take both, and that's my answer. So keep that in mind. Now, example number 4. Simplify the following intersection and unions of intervals. Sketch the result on a number line. Then write your answer in interval notation. Alright, so look at this one. 3, 6, 0, 4, right? So I put 0 here, 3 here, 4 here, and 6 here, right? Now from 3 to 6, it's going to be right here, right? Now from 0 to 4, it's going to be right here. Now we look at this one right here, union, right? Which means we need to combine the overlapping one and non-overlapping, right? So non-overlapping is right here, and overlapping is right here, right? So it should be from 0 to 6, right? Now 5 to 8 union 5 to 8. So we have 5 right here, 8 right here. We include 5, right? So it should be close circle right here to 8. The second one we include 8, so it should be close circle right here, right? So if we union this one, it should be 5 to 8, close circle. Next one, negative 10 to 8. So negative 10 right here, 8 right here. Right at 8, we put the close circle, right? Right here, we put the open circle. Now 5 to 10, 5 in the middle right here, and 10 right here, right? 5, we put the open circle. Right at 10, we put the close circle, right? So it should be this guy. And you see that the overlapping one is right here, right? Now this is intersection, so we just only take the overlapping one, which means from 5 to 8. Now let's move on to the next one. We have 5 to 9 and negative 7 to 5. So negative 7 is right here, 5 right here, and 9 right here, right? 5 to 9 is going to be this interval right here. We have the close circle right here, right? Now negative 7 to 5 is going to be this guy and this guy. Now we need to find the intersection, which means we're going to take the overlapping one only, right? So only overlapping one is number 5. That's it. Now for this one, we need to combine this guy first, right? Because these two guys inside the curly bracket, right? You have negative 7, 4, 10, positive infinitive, negative infinitive, right? From 4 to positive infinitive, this guy right here, right? From negative 7 to 10, this guy right here. You have the intersection right here. So it should be from 4 to 10, right? So we just combine this guy to 4 to 10, right? Union negative 2 to 6, right? Negative 2 here, 4 here, 6 here, and 10 here. 4 to 10 should be this guy right here. Negative 2 to 6 should be this guy right here, right? So when you take the union, we need to take the overlapping one and non-overlapping one, right? So we only have this guy overlapping right here, right? So it should be from negative 2 to 4, 4 to 6, and 6 to 10. We combine them, it should be. Now let's move on to question 5. You designing a wheelchair ramp for your school. After consulting with several government agencies and architects, you have the following requirements. The ADA office requires that the ramp be at least 3 feet long, so as greater than or equal to 3, right? The sidewalk is only 9 feet wide, so that the ramp must be less than 9 feet long, right? So it should be 0 less than s less than 9. The architects suggest that for aesthetic reasons, the ramp be between 2 and 6 feet inclusive, right? So you have 2 less than or equal to s less than or equal to 6. Now the last one, for other various safety reasons, the ramp needs to either be between 1 and 4, right? So 1 less than or equal to s less than or equal to 4, or between 7 and 8 feet long inclusive, right? Now question A. Express each of the following requirements in interval notation. The first one, 3 to infinitive, right? The second one, 0, 9, right? The third one, to 6, and the last one. Now question B. Graph each of these requirements on the same number line. Now first, 3 to infinity is going to be right here. Second, 0 to 9 is going to be right here. Third, 2 to 6 is going to be right here. We include 2 and 6, so we have the closed circle right here. Last, 1 to 4 is going to be right here. We include 1 and 4. Or 7, 8 is going to be right here. We include 7 and 8. We need to find the intersection of all of this one right here. Right? Which is the pink, the green, the purple, and the yellow right here. Right? So observe that it should be this interval right here. 3 and 4. Right? Now second one, we need to find the intersection of this guy right here. Now observe that the two intervals right here don't have intersection, right? Look, 2 to 6 is going to be right here. And 7 to 8 is right here. There's no intersection, right? So for this guy right here, it's going to be empty, right? So the answer must be only 3 to 4. Question C. Combine all the requirements into a single range of possible lengths. So the answer right here should be 3 to 4, right? Right, so we have 3 less than equal to s less than equal to 4. Then interval notation should be 3 to 4. Or if you want to write this one in set builder notation, you just write curly bracket or value of s such that 3 less than equal to s less than equal to 4, right? And it's your time to stop. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember that if you failing to prepare, you're preparing to fail.
We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals, they take us higher. The night's young and it's just begun as she puts her hand